Frank Rosenthal was a name that was once synonymous with Las Vegas, a mastermind behind some of the city's biggest casinos and an inspiration for the movie Casino. He was a powerful and influential figure in the world of gambling. However, after his death in 2008, it was revealed that Rosenthal had a secret role as an informant for the FBI. This revelation stunned many and shed new light on the man behind the legend. Rosenthal was born in Chicago in 1929 and grew up to become one of the most successful sports handicappers in the country. He made a name for himself in the 1960s and 1970s as a top executive at several Las Vegas casinos, including the Stardust, the Fremont, and the Hacienda. He was known for his innovative ideas and his ability to attract high rollers, but he was also notorious for his connections to organized crime. It was this connection that eventually led to Rosenthal's role as an informant. In the mid-1970s, he was approached by the FBI and asked to provide information about the mafia's activities in Las Vegas. At first, Rosenthal was hesitant. He had worked closely with many members of the mafia, and he feared for his safety if he became a snitch. But the FBI convinced him that his cooperation was necessary to bring down the criminals who were infiltrating the city's casinos. Rosenthal agreed to work as an informant, and over the next several years, he provided the FBI with valuable information about the mafia's activities in Las Vegas. He gave them insights on how the mob skimmed money from the casinos, how they controlled the unions, and how they extorted money from business owners. He also provided information that helped the FBI solve several high-profile crimes, including the murder of Tamara Rand. Despite the risk, Rosenthal's cooperation with the FBI continued until the early 1980s. But his life as an informant came to an abrupt end when he was placed in the Witness Protection Program after a botched assassination attempt. Rosenthal lived out the rest of his life under an assumed name, and his true identity was not revealed until after his death. Despite his involvement with the FBI, Rosenthal's connections to organized crime continued to haunt him. In 1982, he survived a car bombing that was widely believed to be the work of the mafia. The explosion was so powerful that it blew out the windows of nearby buildings, and Rosenthal was lucky to escape with his life. The attempted hit was the final straw for Rosenthal, and he entered the Witness Protection Program soon after. However, even after his death, rumors persisted that the mafia had a hand in his demise. The revelation of Rosenthal's role as an informant was a shock to many in the gambling industry and beyond. It cast a new light on his career and raised questions about his true motivations. Some wondered if he had worked with the FBI out of a sense of civic duty, while others speculated that he had done it to save his own skin. But whatever his reasons, there was no denying that Rosenthal's cooperation with the FBI had played a significant role in the fight against organized crime. There are still many mysteries surrounding Rosenthal's life that are worth exploring. Amidst all the intrigue surrounding Rosenthal's life, there is one question that remains unanswered. What else did he know? Some speculate that his cooperation with the FBI went beyond his role as an informant and that he may have had knowledge of other criminal activities. Others believe that he may have even been involved in some of the illegal activities he helped the FBI uncover. Whatever the truth may be, one thing is clear. Frank Rosenthal was a man who knew how to keep secrets, and as long as there are unanswered questions about his life, his legacy will continue to captivate and fascinate people for years to come. Although Rosenthal's life was full of drama, his role as an informant is what truly sets him apart. Despite his tumultuous relationship with his wife Jerry and her untimely death, Rosenthal was able to provide valuable information to law enforcement agencies. While the movie Casino was based on Rosenthal's life, it is important to recognize that it is a work of fiction and not necessarily an accurate portrayal of his experiences as an informant. There are still many mysteries surrounding Rosenthal's life that are worth exploring. For instance, his relationship with his wife, Jerry, was famously tumultuous and ultimately ended in her untimely death. And while the movie Casino is a fascinating portrayal of Rosenthal's life, it is important to remember that it was a work of fiction and not entirely relevant to his role as an informant. One angle to explore further is the impact of Rosenthal's cooperation with the FBI on the Las Vegas gambling industry. Some historians and industry insiders believe that Rosenthal's cooperation helped to clean up the city's casinos and make them more legitimate. Others argue that the mob never truly left, and that the industry is still influenced by organized crime to this day. The widespread fascination with Rosenthal's life, particularly his time in Las Vegas, is worth noting as well. His notoriety was such that he became the inspiration for several other movies and TV shows beyond Casino. The interest in Rosenthal's life and legacy speaks to the enduring allure of Las Vegas and its gambling culture. A further exploration of Rosenthal's relationship with the mafia shows that while he worked as an informant, he also maintained close ties with many members of the mafia. Did he ever regret cooperating with the FBI? Did he face backlash from his former associates in organized crime? These questions add more layers to the already complex story of Frank Rosenthal. Frank Lefty Rosenthal's legacy as a pioneer in the world of Las Vegas gambling and his role as an informant continued to fascinate people even after his death. The fact that a man with deep connections to the mob could work with the FBI to bring down organized crime is a story that will always captivate the public's imagination. His complex relationships, both in his personal life and his professional career, provide a wealth of material for those interested in exploring the darker side of the gambling industry. The question remains, what other secrets did Frank Rosenthal take to the grave?